Well, against my better judgment from past experience, I'm tearing down another digital camera. This one's been sitting dead for a while, so shouldn't have a charge. We'll find out. This is a Sony Cybershot DSC-S60. It's a 4.1 megapixel digital camera. It's another one of those deals where it's so old that it doesn't have any value, so it'd be more fun just to take it apart than try and do anything else with it. Okay, it has a bunch of screws all around the perimeter. Let's see here. This is just going to split apart. Something's hanging on. Something might go spring of a thing, and nope, I just need a little extra pulling. A little bit of metal strips along the front. Not sure what that's about. Oh. Yikes. That's Is this gonna end early? I don't know yet. That is a spooky capacitor. It's about as big as my pinky. Huh. Well, I guess let's see if we can get a little bit more into this, and then I might put on some thick rubber gloves and discharge this and just get rid of the high voltage transformer. And watch where I put my fingers. I don't want to get shocked. Oh, geez, that looks painful too if it is charged. I know sometimes capacitors will build up like a electrostatic charge or whatever over time if they're sitting. So, yeah. Well, there's the front and back housing. Those are just little clamshell pieces, I guess you could say, that go over the camera itself. One thing that's nice about this, compared to some of the other ones I've tore apart now, this has a cast aluminum tripod mount. That must have been fun to mold. I assume they cut the threads into it after molding it. But, yeah, interesting. Oh, this is just, even thinking about taking this apart is giving me flashbacks. Oh, getting shocked was not fun. It really hurt. Let's see if we can get more of this exposed. I'm not sure what's holding this together. Just don't want to get shocked. That's no fun. Looks like the top assembly got little wires for a microphone there to a connector. Trying to figure out a safe place to put my fingers. And then a little flat flex cable for the selector button, or knob, I mean, and button. Oh man, I think these wires might be. Oh no, those are going to the battery. Well, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna find my thick rubber cleaning gloves real quick. Alright, I don't know if these gloves are rated for the 315 volts that the capacitor's rated for, but I am ready to rumble. I don't even know what the output voltage is required to drive a flash. Oh, the display just fell off. Oh, that's cool. So this display is in two segments. This is the actual LCD display part of it. And it looks like this is the the diffuser and polarizer light and backlight assembly. But first things first, I want to deal with this pesky little flash assembly. Let's see if I can figure out how to get this off. Let's see here. Huh. It's an interesting mess. All right. That's just foam adhesive, double-sided adhesive on there. Looks like this screw needs to go. These gloves probably look silly in this teardown, but I'm not that adventurous. I don't enjoy getting shocked. It hurts. Luckily, when I did get shocked, I don't think it really did any harm to me other than some pain, because when I touched the two contacts, the capacitor across my fingertip, all it did was the voltage should have just gone through the points between my fingertip. Let's see here. Oh, that's cool. We'll get back to that. Weird. Oh, okay. Well, that's a little less to be worried about then. I'll get to that here in a second once I finish taking the flash assembly off in the most destructive way possible. There we go. So I was wondering why the flat fix, when I was looking at it from the top side, there's a little PCB there. Well, that's the assembly for the flash driver. Transformer right there to step up the voltage, and then whatever the various components do. Yeah, I'm not feeling adventurous. I was gonna say it'd be interesting to put a piece of metal across those points of contact on the capacitor, but no, I'm good. And look, it color matches my gloves. Interesting. They have the card reader right next to the flash assembly, and I'm assuming, how does the card reader attach? I don't see where the card reader gets this data. Oops. Alright, there was a flat flex cable that got disconnected when I pulled this assembly off. Boy, that's just a spooky capacitor. I don't think I've seen one that long and skinny. It's like 1 centimeter by 40 centimeters is what it looks like. But I don't think I need the gloves anymore, but I'm going to take a quick look. Because I think this is what I thought was a step-up transformer for the flash. Is actually a motor, which is really weird. Because I can't tell. Maybe once I set this down, I'll zoom in with the camera, but it almost looks like they ground the side of the motor housing off so we'd have room for it inside the camera. It's the strangest thing. So let's go back to this though first. So this was wrapped around the camera body, attached to the PCB right there. Has a little speaker for playback. Has your docking connector. So I assume that's a docking connector, unless it's, I don't know if this had a USB port, I guess. Let's see here. That would have been like that. Would have been on this side, so. Huh. Yeah, that's weird. I guess that if you're using a USB cable, you plug the USB cable in the bottom. So yeah, I guess that's your general data interface. they have this tiny little, there you go, tiny little clock battery on the flat flex of all things. Look at all that shiny metal. Alright, now for the camera assembly. Let's see, what do I want to attack first? We'll pop off the little control button assembly. Unceremoniously rip that out. Looks like this just slides on, but this might be, oh no, this is holding it in place. Can't imagine there's going to be anything interesting to see here. Oh, wow. Well, I just can't get to that. There's cables holding it in place still. Let's see if I can loosen this up a little more. This is more than just a button assembly. It's like a interface board for the various other boards around it. Looks like they're passing signals through it because, you know, the display was plugged in down here, and then this was plugged into the main PCB. And then, alright, this is where the backlight was plugged in. So, this must be the backlight driver, I'm guessing. And I'll tear down that backlight a little bit more. I'm wondering if it's going to be LED backlit. Let's see here. It's not that I care about destroying this, it's just kind of fun seeing how it goes together without destroying it. So this is the backlight and diffuser assembly. I'm gonna just pop this off. Polarizing filters and yeah. Yeah, I think those are LEDs right there. So that's crazy. This is all the LCD components. It's built like just a normal, any other laptop LCD, but smaller. I don't think this is actually supposed to come apart. I'm not sure. No, it looks like it's just sitting on there. It wasn't like attached with any bent tabs or anything. Oh, and there are the little, I think those are controller chips or whatever for the LCD. Let's see here, what do we want to attack next? This is plastic welded down. This little, looks like it's stiffening plate. Maybe it does a little shielding too for the electronics. Or well, no, actually it wouldn't be doing any shielding because the display was here. So here's the main PCB. We'll just get those off if I can. Not doing this the best way, but this is not meant to be a nice teardown, so. There we go. Caution, for continued protection against fire, replace only with same type, same rating fuse. Huh. It's a weird label to put internally, especially since this is not like this is going to have a user replaceable fuse in it. Wow. That's impressive. Because this is an older digital camera here. I mean, only 4.1 megapixels. It's not like it's an original digital camera. But, like, this is the brains. That's literally all the brains. Because the only other components that were on this were the button assembly with the data passed through and what should be the backlight for the display. This is the memory card. Not even a reader, just an adapter, I guess. And then the switches for the top knob that you could select modes. This thing's tiny. Huh. Got a what appears to be a BGA chip on a board, mounted to the board. I don't think I'm going to be able to read any of the numbers off this. This chip here is an Analog Devices branded chip. AD080080. I'm thinking this little thing here is the fuse that they're referring to, especially since that's where the power would come in. And then the backside, man, it's packed. There's some, what I'm guessing is Samsung memory. There's a Sony CXD31888GG. And it's the real imaging processor. Something, I don't know what that is. It's just suspension on it. And then another chip. I don't know if this had any internal storage. This looks like a memory chip to me at least. Oops, this looks like a memory chip right here, and then that might be some internal flash. But yeah, it's tiny. I'm kind of surprised. I was expecting more of a board in there and more electronics than that. Well, and then here's the last part. Probably the most interesting part, I don't know. Mechanical stuff's always fun to look at. Tear apart the camera and image sensor assembly. See if I can find the right screws to get that out. It's heavy. There's some weight to that. A viewfinder. Interesting to see how the viewfinder interacts with the lens on this. There's some sort of... maybe not. Maybe there's no interaction. We'll pop the cover off and find out. Oh. I wonder if I can get that. Oh, there's another screw. I think there's going to be some sort of like prism or something in here. I really want to see inside this. Oh, a little snap there. Oh yeah, 2 sets of prisms. And I'm pretty sure these are just plastic. Oh, this is so cool. They're like little diamonds almost. This one has a little bit of reflective material on it. I don't think with glass I could scratch this with a screwdriver. Oh yeah, no, that's just plastic. That scratch is super easy. But that's just cool. I wonder how they do stuff like this with plastic. That'd be kind of interesting to learn. Cause it's just so transparent. Oh, and then a little... I assume that's... Yeah, that one's a lens. I don't know what this one is. It feels pretty flat. Alright, let's see here. What else can we get into? I think I'm going to take off these back screws. Here's the back plate. I guess these 2 screws are for the image sensor. These appear to be holding the lens assembly together. Hopefully I can get a good look at the motor. I want to look at that because that seems crazy. Yep, there's the image sensor on its little board. It's kind of floating there. Alrighty, let's see here. What other screws can I take advantage of? Oh. This exposed gear here is what opens and closes the lens and does the focusing and zoom. Fun. Oh, I missed a screw. Well, this flat flex is not going to facilitate me taking it apart nicely, I don't think. That's part of the viewfinder assembly. Yeah, I'm just going to break it. There we go. Hopefully nothing goes spring-a-thinging into my eyes. Should probably be wearing my safety glasses. There we go. Oh, wow. There's a lot of stuff in there. Oh, look at this first, though. That's just the back end. Boy, it's a little motor. I'm not sure what that's adjusting. This little back thing here is a tiny little motor. And I think, yeah, that's the weirdest thing. I've never seen someone do that before, where the coils are exposed and the housing's only partial. Let's see if we can get a better look at this one. There we go. We don't need that anymore. I think. Let's see here. Oh wow, look at all those tiny gears. I can't spin them, so there must be a worm gear or something locking them. Just a tiny little gearbox. We're gonna dump out. There we go. I'm gonna dump out the one gear to get the motor out. Oh, now it spins, so. Oh, come on. The screwdriver's too big for this. There we go. Wow, look at that motor. That's just crazy. And there's a lot of oops, there goes that gear. There's a lot of resistance to it. I think it's this one. Nope, it wasn't that one, but I can feel the resistance. Oh. And the shaft's kind of loose and jiggly, like it's floating in there. That's weird. Based on the fact that there's 4 wires, I would assume this is some sort of stepper motor. Let's see how good of a zoom I can get on this. I can't tell for certain. I'm going to look at it with my own eyes first. So the interesting thing about this motor is not just the fact that it's exposed, but it looks like they ground down the sidewalls so they could get the profile they needed. I would assume they made the motor housing and then ground off the sidewalls and then put all the components in, but I don't know for sure. But basically they did that so they could get kind of that ovalish shape. Seems like a lot of work. But everything about this camera is really kind of cool. There's a couple coils in here. Probably for focusing. There's another one there. I wonder if there's a way to see what those do without breaking stuff. What does that do? I think I broke the shutter assembly on the lens. See if we can show the action of everything. So I'm turning the gear that makes this go in and out. That's as far as it'll go. It won't go any further because it's pulling on the flat flex cable. Yeah, I broke the shutter. I can't figure out what this top piece does. Let's see if I can spin that gear without interacting with. Yeah. Actually, I think this little top slidey bit here has something to do with locking the lens in place. Oops. Because once I move that, hard to do. Easier to have it pointing down. Well, I get something jammed up now. Oh, yeah, I messed up. Well, if you take it apart, you can push the lens assembly backwards. Oh man, I broke everything. Zoom out a little more. Rip. Some little locating pens for how this rides in its little track in the assembly. I don't think I have that correct. Maybe it goes this way. Oops. Not sure how that goes. Also, apparently my office light's turned off. Good thing I have a filming light. Oh, I see. There's some spiral grooves inside of there. See if I need more light. There we go. Automated lights are a pain sometimes. Yeah, I can't show that. Well, that's one way to do it. Just lens assembly there. Another lens with what appear to be some focusing motors. Let's see if we can tear this down a little further. Just strip the screw out. It's in there really good. Let's see here. How much further can we go with this? Yeah, it's just little electromagnets. I really want to see what's under this. I'm just going to break it. Sheet of foil and then thinner sheet or thicker sheet of metal. Interesting. Oh, I had to shine a light through it to see for sure, but I think there's something in this assembly that stops light from coming through. So you can take your picture. A little shutter. Oh wow, this camera's just crazy. Yeah, it has these little metal plates and just dump them out. At least I think they're metal. I don't know, they feel like metal. Wow. There's little shutter pieces, I guess. Find a magnet here and find out. Try and get it off my key ring. There we go. Huh, well they're not magnetic. They're at least not magnetic enough for my neodymium magnet to pick them up. I don't know how that works. But here's all the bits now. Excluding the flash assembly because it's naughty. Alright, now the flash assembly's in frame too. So yeah, hopefully that was interesting. I don't know what I was expecting, but the inside of this was really cool. A lot of stuff I wasn't expecting in here, between the giant cap, how the flash is all attached to flat flex with the driver board on the flat flex on a PCB right like there. And then the fact that the control board is just, it's all this. There's no other boards for the brains of this camera. Then you got the weird motors with the ground out sides. And then the little internal shutter assembly. And just a really cool camera. I'm kind of glad I tore this apart. even though it took a half hour. But thanks for watching.